Alright, what's up guys? So today I'm going to throw on the brakes, rear pads, nothing special, just some ceramic pads, and pretty cheap. Just a little eBay special right there. You already seen these pads. These are the Duralast Gold for the Acura Legend GS. So I expect these to be pretty good and not a lot of brake dust, since I'm going to be stripping off the black paint off the wheels. So I'm not going to really have to clean the wheels as much, but let's just see how good these things are. Alright, and now second box are my rotors. These are just, I didn't want to go with AutoZone blanks because I already been that route. So these are just some drilled and slotted rotors for the second generation new Mini Cooper. So instead of the Prelude VTEC, I'm going with the Mini Cooper rotors. And that's how they look like. So look pretty good. They should look nice in the car too. So with these combined with the Duralast Golds, I should have pretty good braking for a long time. We'll just see. But now it's just the worst part of all, and that's actually getting ready to fit them on the car, especially after I put in that wheel bearing on the other side. My back is blown out, but I have no choice just to get this thing going and get fresh brakes. So yeah, so let me jack up the car and get ready. Alright guys, so this is just one of those videos that, like, is it worth recording? Because I've already done like brake job videos before. But yeah, so right now I'm actually kind of struggling pushing in these pistons right here, because those things are pretty much out due to the fact that the pads are pretty worn. And yeah, this one was actually worse than the other one, probably because my body weight is just heavier on this side, so it's more braking. But yeah, so pushing in these pistons kind of hard. And yeah, so I'm gonna actually take out these slider pins right here and end up cleaning those and reinstalling with fresh grease. But yeah, so it's coming together. I'm not really sure if I should just like do a step-by-step on this, since brakes are very easy, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, I was finally able to push in those pistons right there. And now I had to turn the wheel out so I could actually access this with the breaker bar. This is a 17, and you could actually get from out here instead of having to go underneath. So these are the caliper brackets that I use. These are the 31W, and there's a bunch of other ones too. Let me see. Oh no, these are the 28T. Let me see, is it with that focus? Maybe. But yeah, it says right there 28T. And they have the 25T, which I believe are Type R, and then I know that Type R, Prelude, and Odyssey kind of share the same, I believe. Probably need more research on that, but they're very similar and people have used them, and the Accords too, because the Accords and Preludes are very similar. But these are straight off the Legend, and the only thing that you have to do is mill a little bit off this top surface, like probably mill off. I did it with an angle grinder. It was pretty ghetto. But right here, well, 2 millimeters I actually did. 2 millimeters on this side and 2 millimeters on that side. And if you don't do that, when you mount these up like that, it'll actually have this inner portion too close to the actual rotor. So you have to go like that to push it more inward. And it's only 2 millimeters, so it's really not that much work. And I really wish I could have sent this off to like a machine shop to have them mill this, but I just did it with an angle grinder and a grinding disc. And it worked out pretty good. And another thing that was pretty frustrating is that this is actually the right caliper, and on the right side is actually the left caliper. I actually had the left on the left and the right on the right, and the pistons, I mean the bleeder, were actually on the bottom, and that's bad because air will always rise to the top of the piston. So whenever I try to bleed it, there was still air on the top until I figured out you have to swap them to get the bleeders on the top. So I was able to get their air out right there. Alright, so like actually what I really meant better to say is that bleeder valve is on the top, and you could see right there how it says R for right, but this is the left side of the car. So if I had the left one, that bleeder valve will be on the bottom, and it's literally impossible. Like, it's science, you know, like air rises to the top and there's no bleeder valve on the top on the left one. So kind of crazy, because when you put this on, if you get these calipers, you got to make sure you do that. So, and that cost me about 2 hours, about an hour and 30 minutes just to figure that out, until I had to do some more research. And yeah, it was years ago, so pretty glad I know about it now. In the future, I am going to put another square seal inside here and new boots and everything. Not now, but I do want to rebuild these and clean them up again. For now, I'm just going to pop them on and paint them up real quick just to make them look nice and protect the rotors and everything. But yeah, so now it's time to install the new brakes. Right, guys, so comparing the new with the old, and the new ones are probably about a millimeter shorter, and I know that the Preludes are a little bit thicker and these are a little bit thinner, but besides that, I mean, less weight, less unsprung weight, which is a plus. But these are pretty beefy rotors for this this vehicle, so a little less weight, I guess. But this hat and that hat are about the same, and everything's looking pretty good. And these were drilled out to a 4x100, and these are 4x100, so that's going to be a lot more cleaner. So yeah, so let me put these things on and put the caliper brackets, and when everything's on, I'm gonna just wire brush them with some water, get everything all like clean, and that's where I just spray them up real quick. But yeah, so let's see how these things look. Alright guys, got the caliper mounted, got the calipers cleaned up. Gonna put these new clips out with the old, in with the new. Everything looks pretty good. And I'm also gonna put these in all the contact points, and the actual sliders in here, mine were good because I maintained those. So like when I first got these calipers, they were rusted, so I put some of this stuff, and this stuff works pretty good, so it's still good. So there's really no need for me to clean those up and everything. So yeah, so next is going to be these little clips, and install the brake pads. Alright guys, so those are the brakes. They're beautiful, complete, everything's good. I'm not going to paint them today because I actually found out I left the can up at my apartment, and they're not in the car, and I really want to walk all the way over there. But yeah, so probably do that for some other day. Probably post a quick vid along with some other stuff. But yeah, now I'm gonna throw on the wheel, and everything's gonna be good. Should look pretty nice with the wheel on there. Pretty satisfied so far with the fit and finish and everything. But yeah, so just kind of bummed out that I couldn't spray them and just be done with it, but it's all good. Now the dreaded task is going to the other side. Alright guys, so the other day, well yesterday, when I put when I pressed in the ball joint, I mean the bearing, came to find out that I accidentally messed up the threads on the ball joint. That won't focus at all. But yeah, so the ball joint, I messed up the threads. Basically what I did, I got the battery terminal thing, cleaned up the threads really good, and I got this mill file right here, and I used just the edge of it on the threads, and I went all the way around on the affected areas, just cutting that metal. And then when I got it where it looked as good as possible, I put it on and it stops. Stopping is not good. That just means that it's a cross thread, or the thread is kind of bulged. But what I do, I go back and forward, and whenever it hangs up, I go like that, and it kind of cuts the thread. So just keep doing that. And you're kind of re-grooving the thread, and because right now it's mushroomed, the thread, meaning instead of like they're a peak, they're just like that, like. And so the bolt is basically recutting the thread, and I got it to go on, and wherever it hangs up, just go back and forward. Alright, so let me keep at this and get this thing back on there. Alright, so after fighting that ball joint, finally got the brakes in, everything's looking good. Pretty soon I think I'm gonna end up getting a camber kit, an upper camber kit, just to prevent uneven tire wear. Alright guys, so after fighting that ball joint, finally got all the brakes in, everything's good, pretty fresh, sporty looking. Gonna give it a test drive, break everything in, and yeah, I think pretty soon I'm gonna end up getting a camber kit, and just to prevent some inner tire wear, because right now the wheels are pretty much in. Even though my car is like raised up, I'm still getting like uneven tire wear on the inside, so I'm pretty sure that's due to bad camber, and it could also be bad toe also. So I'm gonna do that, and then in the near future get an alignment. So but yeah, so gonna throw everything on, and let's see how it looks. Alright guys, I'm all done, and these things stop really nice. Kind of looks crappy because it's crappy lighting, and yeah, like just that halogen light just makes it look pretty bad. And plus the car is pretty filthy. Well, actually very filthy. I haven't washed it like in a month. But yeah, or probably actually about 2 weeks I haven't washed it. It's pretty dusty down here. But yeah, so looks pretty insane. I like it. Performs pretty good. I mean, braking power is already like doubled just on a quick spin. But yeah, can't wait to take off this paint and paint up the calipers and everything. Should look pretty cool. Alright guys, so if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm gonna be fixing up the car a little bit more, and just investing more money, because I've been neglecting the hell out of the mechanics. And what's good of a nice looking car if it doesn't drive right? So yeah, so next up is gonna be the rear brake pads, and pretty soon I'll probably just get something real nice for the car. But yeah guys, so if you like the video, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.